it's Ike from Flipside Music, and we're here with What the F.A.Q number 43, right? 43, and we're trying a new camera, so it's really weird because
there's other stuff.
We need, I think, a larger lens thing going on here, but we're trying a better camera to see if we can have some lovely cinematic type videos. You know, upgrade. We're trying to, do better stuff for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, right. we know you guys want higher definition and
better quality
better
video
shots up our nose and all kinds
of better quality videomanship. Yeah. But yeah, we're kind of cut off a little here. I think it's the test drive. It's okay. So let the 40 people that watch it. You guys let us know how this video
ship again.
Right. Well, and the sound is over here, so I don't know how it's going to turn out, but this is what it's going to be, and that's it. So welcome to the new dawning of the technological age here at Flipside Music.
It's a whole new era.
Yeah, we're all grown up, and we're all
using a real camera and all. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey man, look, we're stepping up, brother. We're gonna be big time, yo.
Yeah. Hopefully it's
maybe. We'll see.
Well, all right. One of these was blank.
So let's get right down to it.
To the business.
Right down to business, Mr. Dillon. What do we got?
All right, Mr. Colin James, have you heard the American Shark's new album? He says it's really good stuff. So we actually did take a quick listen before going on camera, and it was good. It reminded me kind of some early like Saxon and some of that stuff, like you said, a little punk stuff thrown in.
Kind of sounds punk rocky to me.
Yeah,
it's definitely got the punk rock vibe in there. I like it.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, what 26 minutes for 9 songs. Definitely got to have a punk vibe if you can do that.
Yeah,
it's like the Ramon. Yeah,
it's like Matt's band.
90 seconds at best. Yeah,
30-second songs. Bow, 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 bow.
I think Jim McGowan did that for a bit too when it was like his band Rat Bites. It was like 37 seconds was like one of the longest songs.
Geez.
Yeah, like da 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 da. But yeah, no, it was pretty good.
Yeah, so we liked it so far.
Yeah. And I can't say I'm very familiar with them. I've heard the name, but I can't say I've ever heard much beyond that.
Nope. No, I liked it. Thought it was good. We'll listen to it more today.
Yeah. All right, you want to keep connected?
All right, next, Professor Chaos. Your thoughts on Behringer pedals? They're
tonally good. Parts are good. Plastic casings make me worry.
Yeah. So I think the construction overall, because we see so many different pedal companies. Most of the stuff's made out of metal. The ones that are plastic always make me nervous. Yeah. Due to, it's fine. I think if you're at home and you're not
if you're more of a hobbyist.
I mean, if you're doing gigs and stuff.
Yeah, you can't count on plastic.
It makes me nervous. I'm sure there's somebody out there. I'm sure there's plenty of guys out there that have done plenty of gigs with plastic pedals. And
they might not be as big as us, maybe.
Yeah, we're kind of fat, so.
Well, in the moment when you get you get amped up on like tone juice and you wanna, I don't know.
You get your stomp on.
Yeah, you stomp your box and your stomp box doesn't do no more stomp.
I might have broken.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, tonally, actually, all of them have sounded pretty decent for the money.
A lot of them are just. I mean, it's stolen circuitry and stolen clones. I mean, we see that all over. There's a lot of companies out there that do that already. I mean, we've heard of lawsuits being won from one company to another. We've heard some stuff. We've done some side-by-side comparisons. And we're like,
because I guess I don't. The whole I can get it if a company rips off an algorithm, like what ended up happening with Electro-Harmonix and more. Like I can understand the issue there.
Right.
In terms of copying the pedals, because usually each company does have their own take on it. So I kind of like that. It's almost like paintings. Like everybody might be looking at the same thing, but not everybody's going to paint it the same way. So it's just like they're not going to do it exactly the same as everybody else. And I don't know. I feel like every one of these companies started copying. That's where they all start.
There's not. Yeah. Well, they're recreating something that they had before or tweaking it. But I mean, once you tweak it a little bit, it doesn't. I mean, a minor bit, it's a different pedal. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, like you said, algorithm. That's a different story. That's a software-based kind of thing, and I think that there's intellectual property in there that is very, very specific. Not saying that a circuit is an international.
Well, it's a lot of that invisible
too,
work.
But
yeah, it's a lot of the invisible work, almost like we were talking about with the website. Like,
oh yeah,
all the stuff that if somebody that didn't do any of that wouldn't even know or appreciate if they hadn't done it. It's one of those things, like you put that work in, you don't physically see something or anything, but it's still a lot of work involved in that. But yeah, I get that. And then Behringer, I mean, I think there's definitely a big, surge in interest from the JHS video.
Yeah, I mean, he did that video, and a lot of people are probably
I mean, which is good. I mean,
we've played some. We've had some that have come through. We had a whole bunch from a couple years ago. I bought a whole lot of stuff from.
Yeah, the used one. Right here.
Bought a whole lot of stuff from somebody.
I don't know. I can't see myself.
What is that? No, you're in front. Okay. You're good. Yeah. Well, we'll have to work that out. But yeah, we had a whole bunch of those, and we tried them out, and you know what? There were some ones that were kind of stinkers, and then there was other ones where we were like, man, really good usable pedals, and it depends on what you need it for, too. You know what I mean? It all depends. We've said this over and over with a lot of different, a lot of different pedals, a lot of different usages, is that sometimes somebody just needs it for 8 bars of a song, and they need a chorus.
Yeah, and it's not worth investing $100 to $200 in a boutique pedal if they're just going to use it for this one little snippet of a song.
Right.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, and I think you're right too. Like if you don't want to invest a lot in it, but you also just want to see what something does, that's a good route to go too. Because you're not going to get too tied up in it, and you'll at least get an idea of what a certain effect sounds like. That's
a great way for somebody that's getting into pedals, getting started, to kind of just
test the waters.
Yeah. I mean, cheap pedal, get in there. It's like, I don't like what this does.
Yeah.
Or you do like what it does, and then go find a better pedal that does it better.
Yeah. And if you're of the crafty do-it-yourself crowd, we've had a few guys that buy them and they rehouse them. Yeah, and it's like then you put it in a metal casing, and then you're good to go.
Yep.
All right.
That's it.
You want the next one? Walking Dead?
Walking Dead. I was wondering if either of you have had any experience with the EVH 5150 OD pedal. I find it seems to be better on the clean channel, almost like a distortion pedal. When I run it through my dirty channels, it doesn't seem to do much. Just looking for thoughts on this. Well,
I would agree. It's adding so much gain on your gainy channel that I guess if you really pull it back, but I still feel like it imparts so much character. It's just going to force the amp into kind of doing more of what it's doing, or it's just going to end up being super saturated and too gainy.
It's not going to have much. That's when because we did have that one here before. We don't have one now, but we've had a few through, and we noticed too. Like if we plug it into a clean channel, yes, it's basically you're putting the
it's almost like
it's an amp it's preamp in a box kind of deal.
Yeah,
and you're getting that tone. You can get your squealies out of it pretty quick. Remember, like we didn't even have it really crank too much.
No, like half gain I felt like was more than enough.
Yeah, and you're getting squealies and stuff out of it.
Yeah.
So, I think it works best in a clean channel when you start, like you were saying, you put it into a drive channel and it's just becoming too saturated and it's going to get washed out and it's not going to do what it's going to do.
Totally depends too on what amp you're what that dirty, because some amps, like I always felt like the Soldano was a great example. Like I expected it to have more of its own, not more of its own character, but it's almost like its own character was so heavy that no matter what you threw into it, it just sounded like more of that amp.
Soldano,
yeah, and so it's like that was a good example of like what a dirty amp does versus like a clean amp that you can that has a good EQ range to it, that you can just kind of run just this and stack it with other things. Because I feel like it's so gainy. I don't know if I would want to try to stack it with a gain channel of an amp.
I would. Yeah. That's not the way I would go with it.
Yeah.
I would just run it in my clean and then use it as
or even if we had a clean that was just on the verge of breakup, I could kind of see it in that context if you pull the gain down. But still, I would almost. I'd be more inclined to start with just a dry clean, or the cleanest you could get.
That's where I would go too.
Yeah. But it is a good pedal. It definitely has that PV.
It's got that
vibe.
Yeah. It's got that Eddie thing. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
and actually, some of the adjectives I would use to describe it are kind of in the next question.
Okay, so Reverend Richard Doom Dingus Palmer.
That guy's great.
He's a great guy. I wonder who that guy is. I'm fairly new to the pedals, and I often hear people say crunchy, saggy, punchy, or tight when it comes to overdrive and distortion pedals. What do these terms mean when it applies to pedals?
Yes. So I would use almost all of those terms with the 5150. And what to me, I guess we could just break those down one by one. Crunchy for me, I don't know. I always think Marshall to me is the definition of crunch. Like other ones definitely do it, but like in my head when I hear crunch, like that signature mid-rangey crunch, I think Marshall first. So anything that kind of evolved out of that is
kind of where I always kind of think like push tweed.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's kind of,
You know, that's
kind of
to me,
the early origins of the
the push tweed stuff is kind of the crunchiness, but it kind of extends into the Marshall. That's where I go to.
Yeah, because like Angus Young to me, like that power amp, all breakup that you also get like that, just that snarling mids grinding crunch. That's kind of what, especially like an open A power chord through a Marshall.
Yeah.
That's my definition of crunch in a way. And anything that comes from that, like, and PVs definitely kind of are. They're obviously going more, you know, into the 6L6 and 6V6 and all that stuff in terms of tubes now. But I still think originally we're just going for that kind of variac Marshall tone that you know that Eddie was famous for. So for me, that one definitely crunchy. Saggy's more like
crunchy to me is more of an overdrive.
Yes,
I don't put crunchy into the distortion. I know we were moving on, but just crunchy to me is still in the overdrive category.
Yeah, although some amps
not really into the distortion territory, but it could be the distortion could be based off crunch, if that makes sense.
Yes, like a distortion could be. Yeah. That it starts in overdrive, but if you progress it far enough, you'd have distortion that's crunchy.
That's kind of the way that's me.
Yeah. Well, no, the Rev even actually lately, I feels like that's a good example of a pedal that's a distortion, but it's very crunchy.
Yes. Check them out, Greg 4, Rev 4.
Yeah, the G4, even the G3. Yeah. The G3 is a little more modern. The G4 is a little.
It's tighter.
Yeah, it's a little more pulled back too. Yes, tighter. There you go. Yeah.
That's the word. There's another word on the thing. Tight.
So tight. Yeah. That's to me. That's all about low end definition.
Yes. Like, so low end definition, which is tight, so that therefore it's more
tight and punchy.
Yeah. See?
Rolls right into the next.
Everything goes. It all revolves around.
And for punchy too is like, to me, because like a pedal or amp, it could be tight but not punchy, whereas it could also be tight and punchy. So tight and punchy to me is that it has a really thick low end, but it's not saggy. All right, getting into the next.
There's
next
the
one,
other word.
So saggy is like when you almost feel like when you hit a note and it literally you feel like it just kind of drops for a second, like. Almost like the sensation of it is like you're in mud. To me, I always like the sprinting through mud, like fuzz pedals. That's what I've always like. Sprinting through mud is what saggy to me kind of feels like.
Yeah, like running on the beach.
Yeah. Like you're giving it way more effort than the speed you're getting. Exactly.
Come on.
Yeah. It's like no matter what you do. Yeah, exactly. Because no matter what you do, you're sinking.
Right.
Yeah, and it's like each note. That's what saggy to me, which is a fun tone, especially for like. Bluesy stuff. I love like a saggier tone for like really like driven bluesy tones. Like that. Yeah. Well, and then going back to the tweeds, even like anything that has like a rectifier in it usually has a little more sag to it.
And it there again depends on genre, what you're doing, and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
You know. So, but I mean that's a lot of them. We still got to make that video. That we want to do. We got a really cool video idea that kind of. Works with this, and hopefully we'll be able to get to that sometime in June.
There's a punchy aroma with nodes of sag.
Kind of a nutty, bit of a nutty finish. Yeah. So we got some of those ideas. We got a little board written up for videos, and that's why we're using the new camera. See, my hand is over here. It should be over here. What's that? That's it. Oh shit.
I can't see myself, but
Dylan's on the other side of the camera lens, so you're a little dark and shorter than me.
I'm dark and shorter.
You're dark and shorter than me currently.
I'm like the burnt coffee.
You're like kind of down here.
Yeah.
Hey, boss. Well, here you go, boss.
Yeah.
Hey, you need something? Here you go, boss.
We still need to do that one too.
Oh yeah. So we got a whole bunch of. We got some.
Does
cool
anybody
ideas.
know illegal midget? No.
You can't say that shit. Stop.
Hey, legal.
Stop.
Legality.
That's
a societal thing that somebody put on them.
We gotta figure out some more camera stuff. Hopefully this comes out good. We won't know until we actually get into it. But I think that's it. We gotta roll, guys.
Yep.
So thank you. Participate. Answer some questions. No. Ask some questions. Stuff like that. Click, save, hit the bell, do all that cool shit. We'll catch you guys
Ring a ding.
on the flip side. Ring a ding.